Hi, shalom everyone. I'm going to continue this fantastic series, friends, of the daily page of Daf Yomi 1, Masechet Zevachim, actually on page number 65. Now, it's actually interesting. We're talking about the fowl, fingernail, and the fire. Now, in offering a fowl as a sacrifice, the Kohen, the priest, slaughters it through the process of something called malika, which we've spoken about in previous pages. This is a penetrating the back of the neck with a sharp thumbnail and slashing the trachea and the esophagus. I hope I pronounced that correctly. How do we know that a knife is not required for slaughtering the fowl sacrifice as it is for an animal sacrifice over here? After all, in regards to an animal, there is no requirement that a Kohen be the slaughterer, and still the Torah insists on a knife being used. In the case of fowl, where the Torah does insist on a Kohen, it would seem to make sense that a knife must certainly be used. Now, Rabbi Akiva actually points out over here that the Torah states, actually in Parashat Vayikra in chapter 15, the first verse, and the Kohen shall bring it, the fowl, to the altar and remove its head through malika. It does not make any sense, says Rabbi Akiva, that a non-Kohen should be performing any sacred service at the altar. So it is not necessary to stress that a Kohen does it. Now, the message communicated concludes, the great rabbi says, is that this malika must be done with the body of the Kohen, with his thumbnail, and not with a knife. Now, a similar situation arises, I think, in Masechet Yoma, we learn in page 45a over there, where Rabbi Shimon deduces that the kindling wood for making the fire on the altar must be ignited on the altar itself from the fact that the Torah commands the Kohanim to place the fire on the altar. Since there is no reason to assume that a non-Kohen could approach that altar, this insistence on a Kohen placing the fire on the altar must come to eliminate kindling the wood below the altar and carrying it up to the altar while it is burning. Now, it's interesting, Rabbi Yehuda is going to weigh in here and disagree with this approach in Masechet Yoma, and the question arises as to whether he accepts Rabbi Akiva's approach in our own Gemara. And Tosafot explained that that Rabbi Yehuda will go along with Rabbi Akiva's approach and disagrees actually with Rabbi Shimon only in Yoma, because he argues that had the Torah not specified that a Kohen must place the fire on the altar, we would have concluded that a non-Kohen would be eligible to light the fire on the altar even without being on the altar itself, by standing on the floor below and using bellows to get the fire on the altar started. This was from Rabbi Mendel Weinbach, Second Tzaddik Libracha. Wishing you all a great day and take care, friends.